Okay, this is part 2 on how to install performance nozzles into your injectors for an ALH engine. This video is to show the disassembly of the number 3 injector. If you want to see the number 1, 2, or 4 injector, look at the video in the upper right hand corner. There's also a video for removing and installing injectors. You can look up in the upper right hand corner for that video also. Now this little nipple assembly has washers on either side of it, and those will have to be reused. The compression sealing washer off the bottom, and you want to put the injector in the vise right here. And you take a 15mm deep well socket and put it on here and open it up. Okay, as you take this apart, there's things that can fall out of position, and you don't want to reassemble it incorrectly, so you want to pay close attention to how it does come apart. The way I do this is I hold down right here, and then you unscrew here. This may be a little bit difficult because of carbon buildup on the edge here of the nozzle. And then, as I said, it's really important to keep this stuff clean. And the next part of this is the nozzle itself. I'm going to hold down on the part under the nozzle and lift the nozzle out. Now the nozzle has an inner part of it that I would call the pintle, and you want to keep these together. Don't let them intermix with other nozzles. But since I won't be reusing this, I won't be cleaning it. Now this next part comes out of the center, and I really just want the sleeve and not the shaft. So there's the sleeve, and now this top piece here. I haven't had any of these pins fall out, but you want to make sure you don't lose them if they do fall out. It'd be kind of hard to come up with them, but it does probably will only go together one way. But if you need to know, there's a step inside here for the shoulder on that sleeve, and the step goes downwards, but I doubt it would go together the wrong way though. Okay, the next thing we have is a washer right inside there. So I'm going to pull this up in order to get access to the washer and pull the washer off. And then I'm going to pull the shaft out. And then I'm going to pull this piece out, and the nose goes downwards. And then out comes the spring. I'm going to have to unvise it. Okay, the rest of these components I'm going to have to turn it upside down. I'm going to have to turn it upside down to get them out. We'll move over here. And so we have a spacer, a shaft with a cone on it. Cone goes upwards. Spring. Two washers under that. And then this dowel sleeve. And that's it. Here I've laid all the components out in order. Just so you know, these are shims and there can be different sizes or different quantities. And so we have this cylinder shaped thing, 2 shims, a spring, a shaft, this washer and or if you want to call it a spacer, fine, and then a spring. I'm going to call that a spring seat. A washer spacer on top of that. Shaft goes through the middle of those two right there. Then we have this part where the nozzle seats and that part that goes inside there, and then the cap. To start with, I'm going to do a whole bunch of good cleaning on this stuff, and then we'll reassemble when everything's clean. And once again, the blowing part really gets the contaminants out of it. Okay, I've set up these tools here so that these parts can't roll off the bench. So I'll clean the parts and set them in order right there. These itty bitty components, it's kind of important that you don't blow them and drop them and blow them across the shop to where you can't find them. Just the other day I was rebuilding a valve body and I did exactly that, and I spent an hour looking for the piece. I did eventually find it though. The shaft goes through these 2 parts, so I'm sitting next to them. Honestly, these last 2 shims probably fall through the middle of the sleeve, and so it don't matter whether they're placed here in order or underneath the sleeve. So here's the sleeve, and let's see if that's the case or not. Yeah, see, they just fall right through, so it doesn't matter whether you actually place them here or here, because they'll probably go inside the injector to the bottom. Okay, I got the 2 shims on the end of this scribe, and I'm going to drop them down inside that sleeve. Oh, the scribe's a little magnetic. That's annoying. And they both made it down to the bottom of the sleeve. The spring has to go down into the sleeve also. And this goes down into the middle of the spring and the sleeve. So if I remember correctly, this shim actually fits on top of the sleeve. It does not go down inside the sleeve. And then the spring. And this is a spring seat. It sits inside the spring itself. And then there's a washer. So I'm putting these two parts on together to make it a little easier to handle, and this shaft goes down in the middle of the spring inside that piece, and it's got to fit into the center of the hole down below. Might already be inside it. Now here, this part can, I don't think it can go on upside down, but you have to make a decision on which way to put it in, and the step goes downwards. And of course the reason the step goes downwards is so that the nose of this piece can go down into the step. Now that doesn't sit exactly flush, and I think the reason why is because as you tighten it down on these threads right here, it will compress the springs just a little bit. Right here are the compression sealing washers that go underneath the injector. And inside here we have the injectors. I'm not going to show the brand of these because these are not sponsored. I have talked to a couple people, and we could not come to an agreement on whether to sponsor me or not. So if you're watching this and you want to sponsor this channel or a video like this one, just call me and let me know. But what I do is I pull these out and I put the old nozzle in their place so that the old nozzle is protected in case you ever want to use it for anything. Some guys do like to put the manual nozzles into a car where automatic nozzles go, and that gives you a little boost in performance. Now if you look at that, there's a little hole right there, and you want to put the nozzle on lining up that hole. It won't go on backwards, but that just helps you to index it to know where it goes at. And I'm hoping my pen tool doesn't fall out. And then on with the cap. Now I would worry that the inside of my socket might be dirty, so I'm going to clean it.
A few moments later.
In the last video we discussed the torque spec, and you can watch that video if you want to hear that discussion. If you don't have a torque wrench, then you probably could just use some intuition, but these need to be especially tight. As you saw, there's no gaskets in there, so I'm going to torque it to 33 plus an additional 45 degrees. I'm just going to put a little mark on here to gauge the 45 degrees. I have a torque angle meter, but it's not rocket science. So 90 degrees would be right here, and I'm going to go about half that. I'm going to call that good, and we're going to put our seals on right there. Now we will be turning these upside down so a little drop of grease doesn't hurt anything to hold it in place, or you can just drop it into the injector hole, which that's what I'm going to do. If you enjoyed this video or you learned anything from it, be sure and click the like button. And if you want to donate to the continued production of these videos, find the donate icon on my website at www.kansascitytdi.com. And if you want to watch some more videos like this one, there'll be a couple links here. And don't forget to subscribe right here. Thanks again for watching.